my mom loved to play solitaire. And of course, in those days, you played with a deck of cards. You don't have all the electronics that we do today. Little did I know that her passion for solitaire would help me as an executive one day. I worked for a company that was facing a significant amount of change, okay? Change that would take probably a year to do. And as executives, we already recognize that change tends to create what? Anxiety, pushback, second guessing in the organization. So anyway, I drew the short straw to do the presentation. We brought all the employees in together. And there was it was a fairly large company. It was more than 600 employees, okay? And I asked them, I said, how many of you know how to play solitaire? And as you might expect, almost everybody raised their hand because everybody knows how to play solitaire, right? And then I said, if I gave you this deck of cards, how many times do you think you need to play solitaire before you make it, before you get all the cards up on top? And I got all sorts of different answers. I'll ask you, how many times do you think you'll have to play solitaire? More than 200? More than 100? Less than 50? Less than 50? Well, I got all sorts of answers just like that, all right? And then I said, the answer is, you will never make solitaire with this deck of cards. You're missing some of the cards. All right? I went on to tell them that the organization was going to be facing all of this change that was going to be coming up over the next year. And that we knew in advance that that was going to create a lot of anxiety for them, frustration, pushback, and a lot of second guessing. And I said, when that happens, I ask you to remember that you're almost for sure missing some of the cards. All right, so anything that you're thinking is based off of that. Now, as the executive, you would think that I have all the cards or most of the cards. I'd have more cards than anybody else. But it would be arrogant on my part and a huge mistake not to recognize that I might be missing some of the cards. Therefore, I want to make a deal with you, all right? I want to make a deal that I will attempt to share with you, barring any confidentiality issues, I will make a deal with you that I will share as many cards as I can. In return, I'm asking you to be as committed as possible to the execution of all the change that needs to take place. In addition, I'm requesting that if you think I am missing any of the cards, I want you to bring those cards to me. And even though they may not have any impact at all, I need to know if I'm missing any of the cards. So I literally met with them every week. Every week we brought everybody together and we shared to them the current conditions and situations and progress and accomplishments that were going on. In that year, we literally had unbelievable accomplishment and success on all our objectives and the change initiatives we had. To the extent where it was actually the most profitable year we ever had up to that point in time. To this day I say, thank you, Mom.